Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be previewing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Week 2 matchup versus the Detroit Lions. This video is sponsored by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, by the way. Stay tuned throughout this video to hear more about them a little bit later on. Look, folks, it is a playoff rematch for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is the Detroit Lions versus the Bucs. Tampa Bay almost beat them last year in the divisional round. They were just a few plays away from being in that NFC Championship game, where if I'm being completely honest, they probably would have lost to the San Francisco 49ers. But point being is that the Bucs had a great run last year. Detroit was the team that ended that, and we're back in the mix, baby. So how is this going to look? I don't know, but I'm excited to see. Both teams have a lot of injuries going on. That's been a big storyline going into this week. The Buccaneers have, again, a lot of guys hurt that I've talked about in other videos. Your starting right tackle's out. Your starting star safety is out. Your starting star defensive end is out. Like, there's a lot of concerning injuries here for the Bucs. But on the flip side there, the Lions aren't necessarily the healthiest team in the world either right now. The official diagnoses on some of these players is that Marcus Davenport's not going to be playing in this game. Penny Sewell might not even be playing in this game as well. Jameson Williams is also questionable. So they've got some injuries on their end as well that are definitely notable, that are definitely worth talking about. These are two teams that are a bit banged up at some of their most important positions. So how are these teams going to adjust? How are these teams going to adapt? That is a big question, and it could very well affect the outcome of this game in a few different ways, right? And speaking of that, guys, if you want to bet on the outcome of this game, you like that segue there? You guys should check out the sponsor of this video, BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. I, of course, ask that you guys bet responsibly, gamble responsibly as well. Folks, it's as simple as just clicking a couple of buttons. You can do live betting, you can do sportsbook, casino, everything in between. It's just as simple as clicking on the sportsbook over here. You can bet on anything. You can bet on football, basketball, ice hockey, baseball, golf, tennis, soccer, martial arts. You can even bet on politics if you want to, folks. There's a lot of different things that you can bet on BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. It is a fantastic service that they offer. I just ask that you guys gamble responsibly. Again, thank you so much to BetUS Sportsbook and Casino for being an official sponsor here on this YouTube channel. But folks, back again to what I was talking about, some of the storylines going in. Revenge game, it's so huge. And look, the Bucs looked really good in week number 1. They dominated the Washington Commanders. Liam Cohen, I've said it before, I'll say it again, let Cohen cook is something that I want to get going this year, man. I'm probably going to have a hashtag somewhere throughout this year because I want Cohen to cook, man. He looked good in week 1 against Washington. Whereas the Lions, yes, they did beat a very good Rams team, but they won in overtime. They seemed a little bit vulnerable in that game. Can the Buccaneers take advantage, showcase some good ability offensively? Look, that defense has got some dogs. It's Carlton Davis revenge game, by the way. The Bucs did trade Carlton Davis to the Detroit Lions. You've also got Aiden Hutchinson on that defense as well. It's a good Lions defense. I think they are a better defense than the Washington Commanders. And this is going to be a true test, not just for the entirety of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but for Liam Cohen as well. I said this in a previous video. If Liam Cohen goes out there and performs, heck, even half as well as what he did against the Washington Commanders, or let's say 3/4 as well, you got to think this dude is legit. You've got to. I mean, you would have no reason not to think it at that point. So I'm going to be keeping a pretty decent microscope on Liam Cohen on this offense to see how they grow and perform, because right now it far and away looks like the top strength, as it should be given all the star talent on that offense, of this football team. And it's going to be notable. It's going to be worth talking about. Again, for the defensive side of things for the Bucs, one, you've got to overcome these injuries. Christian Izien, you've got Will Golston may be in that mix, Mike Green, CJ Brewer. You got to get pressure. You have got to get pressure on Jared Goff. It's one of the reasons the Bucs lost both games last year. They weren't able to get enough pressure on Goff. You got to do better. And shout out to Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. He showed me some things last week in terms of getting after the quarterback, getting a little bit of pressure in that mix. And I want to see that grow. I want to see that continue here in this game against the, Detroit Lions, because that's going to be, again, the biggest way to make Jared Goff uncomfortable, right? I mean, you take a look, if I can see it real quick. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, he had a sack, he had a quarterback knockdown, he had 2 quarterback pressures. He went out there and played some good football. Also, shout out Servassier Dennis. He had 2 quarterback pressures. He had a sack. He had a quarterback hurry. He was blitzed 6 times. He was the most blitzed player besides Chris Braswell in week 1 for the Bucs. I want to see that continue. I do. I need to see that continue as well. The Bucs are blitzing a lot. They blitzed 32 times in week 1. Will we see that grow and continue? I hope so, because you got to get pressure on Goff. You have to. It's as simple as that, because they've got some good firepower on that Detroit Lions offense. Also, I want to see a guy like KJ Britt improve. He had 3 missed tackles in week 1. Bleh. I mean, not great. The rest of the team had 4 combined. So KJ's got to improve, but maybe that's why you saw more of Servassier Dennis there in that week 1 matchup towards the second half, right? I mean, I don't have the exact snap count in front of me. I feel like I should. Yeah, let's go ahead and see. I mean, in week 1, right, you had KJ Britt play 39 defensive snaps. You had Servassier Dennis play 21. So can we see more out of 59 total snaps, by the way? Can we see more of Servassier Dennis here in this upcoming game? I think it's a legitimate possibility there. It's going to be something worth paying attention to. It's going to be something that is, again, something you want to kind of highlight and pay attention to going forward. But folks, this should be a good game. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions about this game down in the comments section below. Leave your score predictions down in the comments section below as well. I would love to hear that. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. Again, thank you so much to BetUS for being the sponsor of this video. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. And as always, guys, I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.